Hello, how are you? Good to see everybody. If you can hear me, give me a heart or some message in the comment, and we'll go ahead and get started. Can everybody hear me okay? I'm hoping that looking at this is not... Oh, thank you, Cindy. Thank you. And thank you for donating so we can have this class today. Let's go ahead and get started. Yay! Happy Friday. This is our Friday 45-minute flow. And today I'm thinking about our shoulders. So I'd like to have some awareness of our shoulders. We tend to just kind of let them be wherever, especially if you're at a desk a lot. I write, so I'm at a desk a lot, and they sometimes go forward. So if we notice how our shoulders feel like when we cross our arms in front of us, as opposed to when we cross our arms behind us, notice how our shoulders kind of go down and back to really kind of open up that chest and help your posture out. During this practice today, we may be doing some yoga mudra. So you may want to reach for opposite elbows, and that helps you think about rolling your shoulders back. And you can also, if you have a strap or a tie, you want to hold back behind you, or if it's in your practice to come into full yoga mudra with your palms together, rolling your shoulders back, or grasping onto your hands if your forearms can come close together. Otherwise, allow yourself to come to the pose that feels best for your body. Let's go ahead and get started. A little bit different today, coming into a mountain pose at the front of your mat. I'm going to point toward you, but feel free to go to the front of your mat if you feel like it. Roll your shoulders down and back, open your palms to the front, maybe even close your eyes or have a gentle gaze ahead of you. And start to become aware of your breath here. Noticing as it comes in and out of your body. And allowing yourself to take a scan of your body here from the crown of your head all the way down your face, your shoulders and your arms, your chest, bringing your awareness to how your body feels all the way down your legs until you feel your feet on the earth, being right here in the present moment, noticing how your body feels today without any judgment. Just allowing yourself to notice and be present as you feel yourself standing on the earth, gently and yet powerfully. Begin to allow your inhales and your exhales to come in and out of your nose. And as you bring those inhales in, allow your belly to fill up with air, and then your ribs to expand, your chest may rise. And then as you exhale, release that air from your belly comes in, your chest releases, your ribs come together. Continue that breath, and maybe start to bring your breath pattern into even inhales and even exhales, bringing you down, bringing you back into this space where nothing you have to do is off of the mat. Everything is right here on your mat for the next 45 minutes. Inhale, filling up your belly, ribs, and chest as your shoulders release down. Exhale, your belly comes in, ribs stitch together, chest lowers. Ease in your shoulders. A few more breaths here to arrive. As we go throughout our practice today, allow yourself to bring your awareness to your shoulders, noticing where they are in space, and allowing yourself grace when you might see that they're causing tension or creating tension. Allow them to release. You can keep your arms closed or your eyes closed, or you can open them. On your next inhale, reach your arms up toward the sky. And as you exhale, release your right hand down toward your side and reach over with your left hand. And then on your next inhale, reach all the way up with both arms. Exhale over to the left, tipping over gently. And then again, inhale, reaching up. This time, take your right hand around your left wrist and tip over, keeping your shoulders down your back and away from your ears. Inhale, reaching up. Left hand reaches to the right wrist, tipping over. Beautiful, reaching up. Exhale, release your hands down. And then on your next inhale, sweep your fingertips up. Bring your palms together, lower your hands heart center. And again, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, lower your hands heart center. And one more time, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, lower hands heart center. Take a moment to bring your thumbs to your heart space to notice your heart beating. Always coming back into stillness in between moments of movement to help you be present. And then from here, take your fingertips to your shoulders and then bring your elbows out in front of you, maybe bringing them close together or even touching, and reach those shoulders up and then open them to the side as your shoulders or your elbows start going back, your shoulder blades kind of come together from the top to the bottom as you make these circles. Feeling how that feels in your body, moving at your own pace. When you've completed your next circle and your elbows come forward, allow them to go down and make the circles in the opposite direction. Getting some movement in those shoulders, getting ready to bring your awareness to them and warming them up to do so. And then release your arms down. Another thing for your shoulders here, bring your shoulders all the way up into your ears. And then as you exhale, just let them drop. Like gravity, let them drop. And then inhale all the way up into your ears. Exhale, let them drop. And one more. Inhale, reaching them all the way up, feeling all the tension. And then exhale, release them down. Beautiful. One more for your neck here. Bring your right ear over toward your right shoulder. Maybe bring your hand up, your right hand, placing it on top of your head, just gently, maybe reaching your left fingertips out to the side, finding a little bit of stretch here. And then release that hand, bring your chin towards your chest, roll your left ear over toward your left shoulder, left hand comes up, creating a little bit of a stretch there on your head. Just gently reaching your right hand up, finding your sweet spot. And then release, head comes back up slowly. We're going to make our way back onto our hands and knees or down onto our hands and knees here. You may need to move your cat. I'm not sure what's going on in your house, but this is what's going on in mine. So come on down to your hands and knees. Your fingertips are spread wide. Your wrists are right below your shoulders. Remember, releasing your shoulders away from your ears. In every pose, knees right below your hips. And then as you inhale and your belly fills up with air, create that dip in your back, rolling your shoulders back, your chest goes forward, your seat goes up, and your gaze goes up. And then as you exhale, round your spine, allow your head to fall in between your upper arms. looking back towards your feet. Continue that breath and movement. Inhale as your belly reaches down, creating a dip in your back. And then exhale, round your spine. Your belly's coming in. Sorry. Continuing that breath and movement at your own pace, whatever feels good for you. Adding any kind of organic movement that might feel good for your body here. Maybe you bend your elbows a little bit more. Maybe you shake your head yes and no. Whatever feels good for you. Maybe looking back at your hips, fishtail. Just warming up our spine. Continue 2 more rounds of cat-cow here. Cow as your belly drips down. Cat, rounding your spine. And then coming back to neutral here. On your next inhale, bring your right toes to the back of your mat, curling your toes under, and then shift your shoulders back so that your heel is reaching back. And allow yourself to get a nice little stretch here in the bottom of your calf and your toes. Your heel is reaching back. Then shift your shoulders forward, again over your wrists. And then reach your right fingertips to the front of the mat and really reach out here. From the crown of your head is reaching forward. Your spine is nice and long. And then if it feels like a good idea, reach that back leg up. Your right toes are pointed down. Your left thumb is up toward the sky. Trying not to collapse too much into that right arm. Keeping a straight line here, continuing to breathe. Still thinking about those shoulders. What can you do to create some ease even as you're working them? And then bring your hand down, bring your knee back down, and make your way over to your left foot going to the back of the mat. Curl your toes under, your heel goes back as your shoulders go back. Getting a nice little stretch there. Breathing. And then from here, bring your shoulders back over your wrists. Bring your right fingertips to the front of the mat. Your left foot is back. Maybe bringing that foot up, toes pointed down, foot is flexed. Right thumb is pointing up toward the sky if you decide to bring that right arm next to your ear. And breathe. On your inhale, filling up your belly, creating more space in your spine. What can you do to make your shoulders feel better in this pose? And then as you're ready, bring your knee down, bring your hand back underneath your shoulder. And we'll go ahead and come into our first downward facing dog here. Curl your toes and then lift your seat up toward the sky, making an upside down V. Pressing your chest toward your thighs. You can keep your knees nice and bent. It sometimes helps your spine be nice and long so that your head is hanging down in between your arms. And you can walk the dog here, bending one knee, reaching the opposite heel down toward the earth. And then again, going to the opposite legs, going back and forth at whatever pace feels good for you. And then as you're ready, coming to stillness, allowing your heels to drip down toward the earth. Rolling your shoulders back. Balancing out the weight so it's not all on your hands or all on your shoulders. And then on your next inhale, look to the front of your mat, and as you exhale, tiptoe your feet toward your hands, coming into a forward fold at the front of your mat. With your knees nice and bent, your belly and thighs are touching, your head hangs down. And then on your next inhale, raise your shoulders even with your hips and support yourself with your hands on your shins or your thighs. Your gaze is down. Exhale, bending your knees, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach your fingertips up high. And exhale, hands at heart center. Take a moment to notice any changes here. And we'll get ready for our sun salutations. Coming back into your mountain, roll your shoulders back, your chest is open, your feet are parallel to the sides of your mat. And on your next inhale, reach your arms up toward the sky. As you exhale, tipping from your hips, shoulders still away from your ears, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands. Bring your feet to the back of your mat. Find your plank. Inhale, shift your shoulders over your hip or over your wrists by bringing your, coming up onto your toes. And then from here, you can either stay in a full plank or you can lower your knees. Either way, roll your shoulders back. Start to bend your elbows back towards your feet and then lower your chest. Move. Then you lower your chest and then bring your elbows underneath your shoulders and find your Sphinx. Take a few breaths here. Notice where your shoulders are. Roll them back. Bringing your chest forward. Oh, really? Okay, so my cat really wants to be involved today. So curl your toes. Come to your knees. Jump down, cat. Sorry. And then raise your seat up, coming to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, look to the front of your mat, and as you exhale, step or hop your feet toward your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing, reach your fingers up high. And exhale, hands heart center. And again, inhale, reach your hands up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Roll your shoulders back away from your ears. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Feet go to the back of your mat. Plank. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, lower your knees if you'd like. Bend your elbows back towards your feet. Lower your chest first, and then lower your hips. Roll your shoulders back if you'd like to come into Sphinx or coming into a back bend by pressing your hands into the earth. Elbows still close to your ribs, shoulders away from your ears, chest forward. Exhale, curl your toes, maybe come to your knees, raise your seat, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, and exhale as you step or hop your feet toward your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands heart center. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, feet to the back of the mat, plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bending your elbows back, chaturanga. Chest reaches the earth. Then your hips, roll your shoulders back. Press into your hands, find a back bend or up dog. Exhale, curl your toes, raise your seat, downward facing dog. Take 3 to 5 breaths here, finding your resting pose in this down dog. Or you can take a few breaths into a child's pose, whatever you're feeling. When your next inhale comes, look to the front of your mat, and as you exhale, step or hop your feet toward your hands, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Come all the way up to standing. Bring your hands up, and then exhale as your hands come heart center. My cat is eating my homework. Go ahead and take a moment here to notice the changes in your breath, changes in your mind, and then let thoughts about them go on their merry way. On your next inhale, reach your arms up toward the sky. And then on an exhale, bend your knees, bringing your seat back behind you. Open your arms up into a cactus, releasing your shoulders down to your back pockets. Your chest reaches forward. And then when your next inhale comes, straighten your legs and straighten your arms, reaching all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands and bring your right foot to the back of the mat, coming into a runner's lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up, coming into crescent. Finding your balance, maybe bringing your feet more left and right to help you find that balance. As you're ready, bring your arms back behind you, reaching for opposite elbows. Roll your shoulders back. On your next inhale, maybe even bring your chest up toward the sky in a slight back bend. Take an exhale. On your next inhale, shoulders back over your hips, fingertips come up. Exhale, rotate your back heel. Open your wings, looking over your front fingertips, warrior two. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, tip back, reverse warrior. Back arm comes down your back leg, left arm above your left ear. Inhale, open up to warrior two. Reach your arms back behind you. You can grasp your hands, roll your shoulders back, or grasp for opposite elbows. Turn toward your right corner of your mat, and on your next exhale, come into humble warrior. Take a breath here. Your chest is reaching down toward the earth, your shoulders are reaching up and then back. And then on your next inhale, reach your shoulders back up, open your wings. Exhale, release your shoulders down. Can you get less effort in your hands? On your next inhale, rotate the back heel up, bring your fingertips up. Back heel is pointing straight up toward the sky. And then exhale, bring your hands down, bring that back foot up to meet the front for a forward fold. Knees nice and bent. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach your fingertips up high. Exhale, hands heart center. Other side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bend your knees. Bring your seat back. Coming into chair. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, and exhale, open up into cactus. Chest reaches forward, shoulders down into your back pockets. Inhale, straighten your arms and legs. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, bring your left foot to the back of your mat, finding your runner's lunge. Inhale, reach your fingertips up, coming into your crescent. Exhale, reach your arms back, reaching for opposite elbows, roll your shoulders back. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, tip back, maybe looking up toward the sky. And then on your next inhale, shoulders come back over your hips, fingertips come up. Exhale, rotate your back heel down, open your wings, looking over your front fingertips, warrior two. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, tip back, reverse warrior. Left arm down your left leg, or can curl the bottom of your back there. Inhale, reaching up, warrior two. And then from here, reach your arms back behind you, roll your shoulders back, maybe clasping your hands or coming into your mudra. And as your next exhale comes, tip to the left corner of your mat, reaching your arms up if that's available. Humble warrior. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, start to raise your shoulders up using your core, finding ease in your shoulders. Release your arms. Warrior two. On your next inhale, rotate your back heel up. All fingertips come up. Crescent. On your next exhale, release your hands to the front of your mat. Bring that back foot to meet the front. Forward fold. Take a breath here, bending your knees, reaching for opposite elbows. Maybe sway back and forth if that feels good. And then come to stillness. On your next inhale, halfway lift, pressing your hands into your shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing, reaching your fingertips up high. And exhale, bring your hands heart center. Take a breath here. Notice any changes that have occurred with your breathing or with your heartbeat, with your thoughts, with your shoulders. How does it feel when you start to bring your awareness to different places? On your next inhale, sweep your fingertips down and up. And as you exhale, come into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, bring your feet to the back of the mat and find your plank. From here, take your left hand in front of your nose and then sweep open to the side, coming into a side plank. You can lower your left knee down and reach your arm up, or you can keep both feet back. Taking a breath here. And then from wherever you are, turn your chest towards your mat. Bring both hands underneath. And then as you're ready, bring your right hand underneath your nose. Turn your hips to the left and then reach your left hand up. You can lower that right knee if it feels better and breathe. And on your next exhale, turn your hips to the ground. Find your plank and then raise your hips and come into a downward facing dog on an exhale. Take a few breaths here. And then shift yourself a little bit forward. Bring your knees down to your mat and find your child's pose. Maybe your knees are a little bit more together. Your seat goes back towards your feet. Your head can come down to a block or your fists or the mat. And maybe you roll your shoulders back and allow them to drip down if you bring your hands back in embryo. Take a few breaths here. If you'd like to release your breath out of your mouth, releasing any heat that may have built up as we begin our cool down. preparing to bring our breath back into its normal pace. As you're ready, bring your hands underneath your shoulders and start to bring yourself back up, finding a tabletop position here with your hands, again, underneath your shoulders, and wrists underneath your shoulders, knees parallel, thighs parallel, knees underneath your hips. And then from here, on your next inhale, reach your right arm up and open. Really feel your chest open, shoulders still dripping down your back. And then as you exhale, thread the needle, taking that hand underneath the opposite armpit, lowering your right temple to the ground and reaching your left fingertips forward. And take a few breaths here. Hello. As you're ready, bring your left hand in closer to your face. Press yourself up. Open up that right arm to the sky. And then exhale, release your right arm back down. When your next inhale comes, reach your left arm up, opening up your chest, releasing that shoulder back. And then exhale, thread the needle. Release your left temple down to the ground. And your right fingertips come to the front of your mat. And breathe. As you're ready, bring your right hand in closer to your face, press it into the ground, open up your left arm to the sky, and then release back down. From here, we're going to come back onto our sit bones. I'm going to turn this direction so you can see me. So from here, cross your right knee over the top of the left. We're really looking to stack those knees here. And if it's available to you, you can bend that bottom leg, the left leg, back towards your seat, if that feels good for you. And then from here, reach your right arm up and reach back toward the middle of your shoulder blades. And you can take your left hand, bringing it up to your elbow, or if it's available, maybe reaching back and finding your bind. Or you can use a strap or a tie here, or your shirt. Take a few breaths here. Releasing your shoulders away from your ears. And then release your arms down. Bring your hands back, unwind your legs, maybe give them a little shake. And then bring your hips up and cross your left knee on top of the right. Again, you can leave that bottom leg, the right leg, outstretched, or you can bend it back towards your hip. And then from here, lift your left hand up and bring it back in between your shoulder blades. And you can bring your right hand on top, trying to keep your chest upright, your shoulders still away from your ears, finding ease in this pose. And breathe. Release your hands. Sink back. Your hands are behind your hips. And then bring your feet together into a bound angle with your feet together, your knees out to the side, and then bring your shoulders up here, finding the comfortable bound angle for you. And then as you're ready, bring your chest forward. You're tilting from your hips, so you're elongating your spine just in one, like, fluid motion there. Finding your edge, and then when you do, let your chin come towards your chest and allow gravity to do the rest of the work. As you're ready, start to press yourself up, shoulders coming over your hips. Reach your arms up here, and then as you exhale, twist to your right. Your right arm comes across, your left arm comes across, right arm comes behind. Take a few breaths here in this twist. When your next inhale comes, turn your chest to the front, sweep your fingertips up. And then as you exhale, release over, turn over to the right, left. Left hand comes behind, right arm comes across. Shoulders staying away from the ears. And breathe. As you're ready, turn your chest to the front, reach your arms up, bring your hands heart center, and then make your way onto your back. If you happen to have a block or a bolster, you may want to reach for it. We're going to start off with one bridge pose here. So your knees are pointed up toward the sky, feet underneath your knees, hands down to the ground, fingertips reaching towards your heels. And on your exhale, bring your hips up toward the sky, maybe tucking your shoulder blades under your upper back, keeping your gaze up toward the sky, thighs are parallel, knees tracking forward, and a little bit together, keeping that strength there. And still finding ease in the shoulders. And as you're ready on an exhale, lower your hips back down to the earth, gently and slowly. Sway your knees from side to side. If you'd like, we're going to come into a supported bridge, and the variations of this are to either stay in the bridge with your hips on a block or a bolster, and you can leave your feet down or reach them out or up. I'll be reaching mine up, so if you don't have a block and you'd like to be upside down, simply reach your legs up toward the sky. Your knees are slightly bent so that you're not engaging your abs. This should feel nice and comfortable. If you are using a block or a bolster, place it underneath your sacrum and release your hips down. Find a comfortable space and then find your version and take a few breaths. As you're ready, release your feet back down to the ground if they're up, your knees bent. Press your feet into the earth, maybe even raising your heels so you can remove your block if you have one there. And lower your heels, and lower your hips. Sway your knees from side to side. As you come to stillness, bend your knees in towards your chest and reach around your knees with your hands. Make some circles with your knees in one direction to massage your back, and then to another direction. As you're ready, reach your arms out to a T, and then release your knees over to the right side for a twist, maybe picking up your head and looking over towards your left fingertips for a more intense twist. And then bring your knees back above your chest and release them over to the other side. And twist. As you're ready, bring your knees back above your chest, your gaze is up, finishing off maybe with a happy baby or whatever pose feels good for you. If you'd like happy baby, reaching behind your thighs or your shins or up towards your feet or toes, your knees tracking down towards your armpits. You can rock or stay still. And then as you're ready, bringing your knees together. On your next inhale, raise your forehead toward your knees, curl yourself into a tight little ball. And then as you exhale, release down into your Shavasana, allowing yourself to get comfortable, relaxing, releasing, and letting go. If you would like to stay in Shavasana, feel free to do so. We are at 45 minutes. I want to be respectful of your time. If you're ready to conclude your practice with me, feel free to press yourself up to a seated position. With your hands, heart center, bowing toward your fingertips. It's been an honor to guide you through this practice today. I hope you have a peaceful and powerful weekend. Thank you, and namaste. So I left some time on the clock after the practice. So if you are still in Shavasana, I will be here for another 15 minutes if you want to hear me just chit-chatting with anybody who wants to chat in the chat box, I guess. I'm going to get a glass of water really quick, but if anything you would like to share, I would love to hear anything about your yoga practice, anything you would like to see more of or less of. Cat yoga, Cindy. Yes, yeah. This is Finn the cat, Finn, and he just loves to get involved. I have 2 other cats, and sometimes they kind of show up, but this one just really wants to be involved. I'll be right back. So like I said, I really appreciate everybody who's here. Thank you, Beth. Oh, I love the doggies. We don't have any doggies, but I'm like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I really want a dog. Yep. Finn, come say hi. You were all into it before. So I'm so glad that everybody's here. Where is everybody from? Oh, and I wanted to thank Cindy. Thank you, Cindy, and Anne. I'm not sure if Anne is here today, but I do dedicate my practice to people who donate. So if you give a donation today at some point, I will be adding a class in your honor. And I thank you. Oh, Cindy, great. I love to hear that. Oh, Sue, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Me and the cat loved practicing with you as well. Thank you so much. I usually offer the flow classes like today. I'm here in Texas, and it's starting to warm up. If it wasn't so windy outside, I might think about doing a practice outside. But I'm wondering if the wind might get in the way of the audio. I'm not sure. And then I also like to have restorative and yin classes. I was having those on Tuesdays. I'm not sure if anybody has been to that, but any time that you think you would like that. Oh, the shoulders, yes. I agree, Cindy. The same with me. I tend to. I have to do it when I'm at my desk. You know, you realize you're sitting like this. You're rolling them forward. Thank you so much, Cindy. I appreciate that so much. And it's the awareness. I think that is really one of the things that's really brought me to yoga is simply awareness. And when you bring the awareness, you have that present moment, and you don't need to worry about anything else but what's going on in that moment, and then the next, and then the next. I think I might have it in my bio if you've read it, but I started my yoga teacher training in 2020, at the beginning of 2020. Oh my, Laura, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Oh, Wisconsin, I might be visiting there this summer. How cool. Love that, Laura. Thank you. Yep, the cat yoga. Come on, cat. So I started in 2020. I was working for a company, and I'd always done yoga for like 25 years or so, and I wanted to take North Carolina. Is that right, Cindy? Awesome. I wanted to take the teacher training just to learn more about what what it is that made me always come back to this. No matter what was going on in my life, I would always come back to a practice. I would be going to gym yoga. I would be going to, yoga studios when I lived in Phoenix. I would always go back. And I didn't necessarily want to be a teacher. I just wanted to understand what was going on in my body and mind. Oh, awesome, Sue. Sue and Cindy, do you know each other? um, so I I started to take the yoga teacher training in January of 2020, and it was going on well. And then, of course, we had to all get sent home, and the instructors had to shift and start a virtual training, which they hadn't planned on, and um, and so it was really a struggle to get through it. But I think that the challenge really it really helped me through the pandemic, honestly. And it made me realize the important things in life. And I ended up, eventually, after about a year, I started a yoga coaching business, and I'm doing this full time now. And I just found this Insight timer just a little bit ago, and I I keep wanting to add more things onto it, and time gets in the way or life gets in the way, but hopefully I will be able to continue to do more. We still have 36 people here. If anybody, I don't know if you're just listening while you're in Shavasana and you just don't want to roll over and turn off your phone or your computer. I don't know if people can watch this on their computer. I'm not sure. I've always just looked on my phone, but in order for me to do this, I'm on my computer. I'm kind of curious if you would want to share like where you're watching this. Well, Sue and Cindy might meet for lunch later. Who knows? That's really neat. I really enjoy this. I'm glad that I added this little extra time. I don't know. It's kind of weird to be teaching iPad. Okay, yeah, that would be a little easier to see. Yeah, and of course you can't watch the whole time. Just like as I'm teaching, I can't really watch all the students, but it is sometimes kind of strange just to be here and be teaching and hoping that everything is going well. Like I said, if you're ever at the beginning or the end or even in the middle and you're like, wait a minute, I'm confused. I am still a new teacher. I still consider myself a new, oh, thank you, Cindy. I still consider myself the new teacher, and I am constantly learning. I'm constantly reading different things about the practice, and there's just so much to learn. I started with the vinyasa. Have a great day, Cindy. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you again next week. I'll do another one next Friday, for sure. And so I'm always learning different things. I've like I said, I took the restorative training and yin, and I want to add some more meditation things as well. So if there's anything that anybody would like to see, now we have 40 people here. I feel like I should start up with some more yoga because I'm just chit-chatting. We had a 45-minute practice that started at the top of the hour, and I added a couple extra minutes just to see if anybody had any tips or anything that they would like to see during this practice, or anything else that they want to share about yoga. If there's any other yoga instructors here, that would be cool to hear about, or if there's any other yoga or fitness instructors. I actually do some yoga teaching at gyms, and sometimes they say, hey, can you sub a dance class? And I'm like, well, so I'm actually going to be trying that in the next little bit. I used to do some belly dance, so I'll probably be incorporating some of that. And we'll be doing some elbow, wrist, hand, elbow, wrist, hand is your snake arms. That's kind of fun to do. Woo! Or some people, like me back from the 80s, we say, oh, we're going to do the breakdance wave. I'm just acting goofy here. I don't know. People are still here. I don't know. But it's strange. I only see two little things down here. I don't know if that's because y'all are followers. Oh, like Gigi and Holly. Every sit is a form of story tending. Holly, I love that. I'm also a writer, so I love that idea. I'm not sure exactly what all that means. If you ever want to share, let me know. And Chris, I know I've seen Chris here before. Hello. Very, very cool. And thank you again so much to those who donated. Like I said, I'm doing this full time now, and everything and the hearts, they all keep me going, and help us support our cat who likes to eat plastic. So to help us keep from getting plastic and ribbons. I have a ribbon in my yeah, the arms. Oh. And yeah, this cat loves to eat ribbon and plastic. I don't know if I can incorporate those arms into. I think I have before sometimes, and I'll get a little goofy during some of my live classes. It's hard to know when I don't really know the personality of the people who are in the class if they're going to be, what is going on here. But for those of you who were here through the cat on my back, that is not. I'm not training him to do that. He just decided that's where he wanted to be. And those of you with cats and dogs know that's kind of how it happens. But I want to thank everybody for being here. As I said, for each donation days, I add classes. So if you've added a donation, keep an eye on this page or on my page for your dedicated class. And I thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and let you all go. And I hope to see you again next time. I'll be adding the classes in the next day or so, or later on today, whenever I get over to the other computer. All right, thank you so much. And I hope to see you all again soon. Bye.